As a solo, I was basically I had outsourced some parts of the business, and that was going well, but then it started to get to a point where I was really having an increase in caseload. And what that was doing is, you have that like faucet that you can tweak, and I started to have less consultations because I needed to tend to the clients that I currently had. And that was the main reason, seeing, I just can't continue to do this. While I have brought on some help, it wasn't enough. And I needed more, specifically work with like a legal assistant, work with the cases and processing the cases within the office. I would literally go in and reduce my availability for consultations and just say, okay, next week, I can't do consultations next week. I need to like buckle down and get, process these cases that are on my desk. So that's how I was handling it, which of course I knew was hurting me in the long run because I'm missing those opportunities, all those consultations that or that unavailability to consult with me. And of course, then making yourself not available for 2 weeks, you're going to lose clients. They're going to look for someone that that they have an urgent need and they need to talk to someone immediately. So between that and that was basically it. And I was doing a lot. I realized for a while, honestly, that I was doing a lot of tasks myself that I shouldn't be doing. I mean, I'm been practicing for, hard to believe, almost 20 years. And I'm like, it's not the best use of myself as a resource to be drafting. And I realized that a long time ago. But the other part of me is I am a perfectionist and I have garnered a reputation for really good customer service. And that means a lot to me. So it's always been very hard for me to give up some of that. But I realized, I'm only one person. I can only do so much. And I realized that I was trying to do all of this on my own. And naturally, I was being less responsive to clients. It was taking me, a couple days to get back to emails, and so I was just feeling like overwhelmed and just like, I can't do this. And why am I doing this to myself? I'm only one person. I only have X amount of capacity. I can bring someone on and train them to provide a good service. And then we can do that for more clients. Again, like I was very responsive to clients and I enjoyed giving them that good service. And then I could not. Because I'm a mom, I have a family, and I believe a lot in work-life balance. Like I am not the attorney that wants to be in the office 80 hours. Absolutely not. I know that some people's definition of success or, having a large firm and it's just not mine. And I had to get to a place where I am comfortable to say, I want to be able to do this work because I enjoy doing it, but I also want to be able to enjoy life with my family. My youngest is 13. I realize these moments are precious and fleeting. And not even that, just like, do I just want to be a workhorse or do I want to be able to take a walk and enjoy the day? So it's kind of like working on accepting that that's okay. Everybody has their own definition of success. And this is what mine is. This is what I want it to look like. I don't want it for me to be stressed and know that my inbox is so flooded and I'm just losing emails because I can't catch up. And the stress that comes with that. I'm just like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. As I said, this was in the back of my head for a while, and I would go into research and I would come back and say, no, I'm not comfortable. And I'm on American Immigration Lawyers Association, and they have listservs, and this started to become a more common question. Who are you leaving? Are you outsourcing legal services? You have a remote paralegal. And it was actually Ruby Powers that had mentioned Stafi, which I don't know her personally, but I've, of course, been to some AILA conferences and heard her talk and have her book. And so I think, she seemed like to have credibility. And then she indicated that she was using Stafi as well, but a better endorsement for someone who's, talking about how to better your business. And the fact that she was using Stafi was great. And then I did some research and, I think I told you, I heard you on like a podcast and I connected, I like that you were a female business owner. I like that you really stressed customer service because that spoke to me. I felt like you got it. And then I felt like I could trust that. I've learned also about Stafi. I like that your onboarding process for your assistants, or in this case, I have legal assistants, just kind of the background and the training And I felt like you invest in your people. And I think that's important, because if you're investing in your people, that's time you're putting in. I think that it says something about the company, and that's proved to be true, because with my legal assistant, I feel that she feels, she's a part of like a team, which I as a solo can't really provide that. I mean, I work predominantly from home. I have some, admin staff in the office that does certain things. And then I have my legal assistant over here. And that was another struggle I felt with a virtual. I was like, how do I do this? How do I make this person feel like part of a team when I don't have much of a team right here? We're all kind of dispersed. And so I think I like that Stafi, and she tells me that she participates in some like trainings and presentations. And I think that's important, because I want her to stay engaged. And, and there's things that I do with her, but I mean, it's important that she's getting the support from Stafi that I feel like keeps her engaged and wanting to continue doing this, because, also they're working remotely in one room by themselves. And that's hard. I think you have to have the right personality for it. But of course, having that support in place helps. And so that's really why, for all those factors, that I went with Stafi. Providing me the assistance I need, without me having to recruit, without me having to worry about payroll, without me having to worry about, compliance with laws in another country. I mean, so all those things are what Stafi is giving me. While it was very responsive, anytime I've had any issue, he's been, and not only says, oh yeah, we'll take care of it, actually takes care of it really quickly. And so that makes me feel good, because I know it's not someone that doesn't care about me as a customer as well, because, I want it to work. And just as the same way that you guys have invested in your staff, I mean, I've invested at this point in my legal assistant as well. Reducing that admin time is just amazing. And putting that, I have a buffer now between myself and the public, which is definitely necessary. I mean, I had some buffer, but not to the extent I have now. So that was the real missing piece, I think, that has freed up a lot of my time. I would say easily an hour and a half to 2 hours of my day that I get back. And I can tell you at least an hour concretely, because I'm able to get an hour of like, I get to work out and then shower. And so that alone is just like, I get to do that consistently now. Then I couldn't. I was always never had the time for that. And also the ability to focus on the task I have at hand. So I'm able to, offload much of the admin stuff, as well as some basic like drafting, things that didn't require my level of skill. And then now focus on things that do, like, making, things that require more legal analysis and argument, which I enjoy doing. And I'm able to focus on that because that's all I need to work on. And on top of that, I have someone who is tending to the client that's calling or emailing, so I'm not getting interrupted in addition when I'm focusing on those important things. So that's great for me. I feel good about that. I know that I feel that it's increased my customer satisfaction, because as I said, I was like, that response time was increasing, and I feel like I've gotten that back down. And so, those are really valuable things that Stafi has brought to me, via my legal assistant. Objectively, it's really reduced the number of items on my plate, like significantly. And that, of course, has reduced my stress, which is really important. And just like overall more balance. I think that's really what it's given me. And I really enjoy the legal assistant that I work with, and that's another plus. And, when I spoke with you, you were like, I have the perfect person. And I really think you did, because we're very similar in personality. And I don't know how that happened, but so I just feel like it's given me someone that I can also trust, and which is hard, right? When you're working with someone that was a real fear I had in the beginning, which is, I'm very protective of client data. I have a duty to do that. And I was just like, okay, well, I don't see this person. I can't feel this person, and so you definitely spoke to me about that and told me some things about how what Stafi puts in place to, I guess, calm my fears about that. And And so that was great. It's having additional help without all that typically comes with employing an employer yourself. And I've done that in the past, and I hate going through the resumes and the interviews, and it's really not what I do, right? I mean, I'm not like a human resources person. I don't like to spend time. I don't have the tools to like really drill in and do those aptitude tests and things like that. So having Stafi to like be able to really have a system that works, and me being able to benefit from that, and it's clear I have, because I do really appreciate my legal assistant. I think we have a mutual respect for each other. I think that we're working really well together, and again, I trust her, and this allows me, if I'm in the last couple months, I've even been able to travel, to be able to get on a plane on a Tuesday and know that if the phone is ringing, someone's taking care of it the way I would take care of it. That's important to me. And so it's freed up that time. So I think really it's just kind of that, definitely I feel just less stress, which, I mean, you can't even put it, I mean, for me, that's really important. At this the age in life, I'm like, you just have different values. And to me, it's about like reducing stress, enjoying your life outside of work, right? Like work to me is I enjoy it. I don't enjoy it every day, but I enjoy it. But it's a means to, doing other things that I want to enjoy with my life and family. And I think definitely that's, Stafi has given me the resources to enjoy more of that, to get closer to those goals.